Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic, and maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from. The county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, can the Luo nation and the Luo nation save William Ruto in 2027? That is the question which most Kenyans are currently asking. Because clearly, if William Ruto is not careful, he's definitely going to become a one-term president. But of course, we all understand that William Ruto is also a shrewd and calculative politician. But so far, all indications are that William Ruto is staring at the possibility of becoming a one-term president. Because if you look at it critically, William Ruto has lost the narrative, which is the hustler narrative. In 2022, William Ruto used the hustler narrative to rally the poor Kenyans around his candidature. I'm not so sure whether today William Ruto can call for a political rally and utter the words hustlers, because even the hustlers fund is dead completely. Number two, William Ruto has also exposed himself as one of the greatest liars in the Republic of Kenya.
Chini na viongozi wenu tumekubaliana. Tunaelewana? Vile vile tumekubaliana ya kwamba tutajenga airport ya watu wa Kisii na Nyamira. Ile tunataka kukubaliana na viongozi, tumeongea jana, tumekubaliana ya kwamba viongozi wataamua na Kenya Airports Authority watakuja hapa kutuambia ni sehemu gani ambayo ni nzuri tujenge airport yenu ya hapa, ndio tuhakikishe ya kwamba mnaweza kusafiri kwa urahisi, na vile vile ile ardhi tuko nayo tunaweza kutumia kwa mambo ya viwanda na mambo ya kupeleka agro processing na value addition mbele, tuzalishe ajira, na pia ile mazao yenu yote tuweze kuongeza dhamana in the agro processing and value addition and manufacturing that we are going to build. Mimi nimekubaliana na governor wenu huyu ya kwamba county itaweka milioni 100, mimi nitaweka milioni 100, tuanze industrial park ya watu wa Kisii kama hatua ya kwanza, ndio tuweze kupeleka mazao yetu pale.
Today, the ACK Church Archbishop Ole Sapit issued a statement. If you go through that statement, especially the last paragraph, you'll be shocked at how he's describing William Ruto. Because William Ruto made promises to Kenyans. Some of them were clearly unachievable. But he made those promises. William Ruto is still making the same mistake of making promises. Yesterday he was in Nairobi, Embakasi. And I was shocked when William Ruto was still promising Jacaranda Stadium. Well, we know that Kenya cannot even host AFCON because of lack of a stadium. So William Ruto has been exposed as a liar with empty promises. William Ruto has also lost the church. In fact, losing the church is the biggest blow to William Ruto's bid, because he used the church in the last election effectively to push his agenda. And lastly, William Ruto has also lost the mountain. The mountain gave William Ruto the highest number of votes in the Republic of Kenya. But William Ruto is also trying now to cover for the loss in the mountain, in the Luhya nation and the Luo nation. Which now begs the question, can the Luo nation and the Luhya nation save William Ruto in 2027? That's exactly what I want us to analyze in this particular video. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But again, before I dive in, before I explain to you guys about the Luo and the Luhya nation saving William Ruto, whether they can actually do that, allow me to also take this opportunity to introduce you guys to LemFi. LemFi is a mobile money app for users in the UK, Canada, and the United States of America to send money back to Kenya. They offer the best exchange rates and the money will be delivered instantly into your M-Pesa account, Airtel Money account, and of course, if you want directly into your bank account, you can use the link in the pinned comment to download the app. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in, and let us begin by asking the simple question: can the Luhya nation save William Ruto in 2027? I'm asking that because if you are to take the results of the last election, the difference between William Ruto and Raila Odinga were only 200,000 votes. 200,000 votes despite of the allegations of massive rigging on the part of William Ruto. With the mountain gone, can the Luhya nation fill in the gap? Let us just briefly look at the numbers. Why the mountain will decide whether Ruto will be able to win or not. Meru alone has registered voters of 730,000. Meru. You go to Tharaka, they have 230. The two counties, 1 million. You move to Embu, by the last election, they had 334,000 registered voters. You come to Nyandarua, 361,000 voters. You go to Nyeri there, 481 registered voters, 41,000 registered voters. You go to Kirinyaga, Kirinyaga had 376,000 registered voters. You go to Muranga, 620,000 registered voters. You go to Kiambu County, 1.2 million registered voters. Then you go to Nakuru, 1.05 million voters. That's the power of the mountain. Then, of course, you also know that the mountain are spread across the country. You go to Laikipia, the Kikuyu presence is there. You go to Nairobi, half of it, probably the Kikuyu nation. Now, can the Luo nation or Raila Odinga support base, for that matter, help William Ruto? Because despite the fact that the difference was 200,000, already the votes for Wetangula and Mudavadi are already there. So which means the only votes William Ruto is going to rely on are the one which will be delivered by Raila Odinga support base, because Bungoma voted for Ruto. So he's going to bank on Kakamega, he's going to bank on Vihiga, he's going to bank on Busia. Yeah, can Raila deliver that to William Ruto? For me, several factors will determine whether the Luo nation and the Luhya nation will be able to save William Ruto in 2027. Again, allow me to remind you, for those who are watching the video for the first time, to ensure that you subscribe, so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Again, allow me to take this opportunity to thank the following people. You are seeing their names there on the screen there for the coffee which they sent to me earlier today. It goes a long way in supporting this channel. You can also do the same using those numbers you are seeing on your screen there. Ladies and gentlemen, can Raila Odinga or can the Luhya nation and the Luo nation save William Ruto? To some extent, also the coastal region in 2027. Because as we speak, William Ruto's rating is very low. William Ruto impeached Rigathi Gachagua. The impact is being felt on the ground in the mountain. William Ruto was in Embu the other day. He had to sneak out of the venue. People were really chasing him out of the venue. And I'm 100% sure that if William Ruto was serious, he should therefore focus on the Luo nation and the Luhya nation. Why am I saying this? The Luhya nation and the Luo nation. But several factors will determine whether the Luo nation and the Luhya nation will be able to deliver the votes for him. Number one is the voter turnout. Voter turnout is going to be very key, because for William Ruto to counter the loss in the mountain, the Luhya nation and the Luo nation must turn up in large numbers. Not to do anything, but to vote for William Ruto. I want to ask you, especially those from the Luo nation and the Luo nation, is there anything which will motivate you to wake up very early in the morning, like a Luo in Kisumu or in Siaya? Is there anything which will motivate you to wake up very early in the morning to go and line up and vote for William Ruto? So unless William Ruto will get something which will motivate the Luo nation and the Luo nation to turn up in large numbers, I think he's going to face serious voter apathy. In the Luo nation, after Raila Odinga failed to secure the presidency in 22, most people swore never to vote again because they believe their votes don't count. So it would mean nothing will motivate them to turn up in large numbers. So what can William Ruto do to ensure that the Luo nation and the Luhya nation, for example, if the Luos don't have Raila Odinga on the ballot, what do you think can motivate them to wake up very early in their large numbers to go and vote for Ruto? So William Ruto will have to figure out how he can motivate these people to turn up and vote without that one-term loading express to Sugoi. That's number one. Number two is the offer, the promise. What will William Ruto offer to the Luo nation, or what will William Ruto offer to the Luhya nation which will make them turn up in large numbers to vote for him? Because for the Kikuyu nation, they're very bitter and they're very angry. So they can easily wake up very early in the morning to go and vote William Ruto out. What about the Luos and the Luhya nation? What will William Ruto offer them? He can't offer them the presidency. It is only the presidency which used to make the Luo nation turn up in large numbers. For the Luhya nation, they have the speaker, they have the prime cabinet secretary. Not exciting to them at all. What can William Ruto offer them? Maybe if Mudavadi were to be made the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, or that promise. But again, after the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, most Kenyans also believe that the position is not as powerful as they thought. So which means for William Ruto to ensure the Luos and the Luhya nation votes for him, he must give them an offer they cannot resist. Okay? Number three is the 2032 succession politics. Yes. Can William Ruto make a promise that in 2022, you contested for the presidency, you failed. 2027, you support me. Then 2032, I'm going to make one of you. I'm going to nominate Babu Win. I'm going to hand over the presidency to Babu Win. Or I'm going to hand over the presidency of the Republic of Kenya to, let's say, for that matter. Let's say to that matter, Rayo Molo. The Luos can be excited. Or can you just make an express declaration during the campaign that 2032 Nachia Mudavadi, then the Luhya can rally. Without that, naona ni ngumu kiasi. It will not be easy for William Ruto. It's not going to be easy for the president. Right? Number four is Raila Odinga factor, especially the AU. If there's one thing William Ruto must do, is to ensure Raila Odinga wins the presidency. I mean the chairmanship of the African Union Commission. One of my friends here, called Tom Guitar, a good friend of mine, based in the US. I think we've had the privilege of even paying a visit to our studio in Kisumu. Tom sent me a message here. Let me see if I can get it up. It's just somewhere here. Tom sent me a message today. Let me get the message. Yes. Tom wrote me this message. My brother, I was optimistic about Baba's candidacy prior to his going to bed with Zakayo, because Zakayo is seen as a puppet on the continent. My brother, I was optimistic about Baba's candidacy prior to his going to bed with Zakayo, because Zakayo is seen as a puppet on the continent after they discovered he's a fraud. As you remember, Zakayo started off as a Pan-Africanist, but was soon found out to be a puppet. Actually, the biggest challenge Raila Odinga is facing is what Tom is talking about here. Most African head of states are viewing William Ruto as a puppet of the West. Of course, now with the exit of Joe Biden, maybe things might change, because William Ruto initially pretended to be Pan-Africanist, but along the way started following Joe Biden, and most African presidents were not comfortable with that. And when he started pushing for Raila Odinga, then they started linking Raila Odinga to that. And that's why the rating of Raila Odinga has actually gone down. And number 5, what are the other available options? If there won't be another available option or options, then the Luo nation can actually vote for William Ruto. For example, if the option would be Rigathi Gachagua, I think the Luos will not vote for Rigathi Gachagua. They might opt for William Ruto. But if, for example, someone like Fred Matiang'i would be on the ballot, if Matiang'i would be on the ballot, you get that? Ruto is going home. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.